You are watching the Southland Conference on ESPN+. High stakes game here in San Antonio as both teams are fighting for the final spot in the conference tournament and only have a handful more opportunities to make that dream a reality. It is Texas A&M-Commerce and Incarnate Word from the McDermott Center. Sam Kamen alongside Katie Goodman. And Katie, when you look at this game, UIW holds the 8th and final spot if they were to start the Southland Conference tournament today. Texas A&M-Commerce is only a half game behind. So when we talked to both of these coaches, they said the exact same thing. This is a must-win game.
So much to play for here. This is where the tables could really turn for either team. So you can expect this to be a really chippy matchup here. There's going to be bodies on the floor. It's going to be the one that you want to watch tonight.
And this first time they got to play this season, it was a 5-point game there in Commerce. The Lions got the win, and Kaylin Williams had one heck of a night.
He was actually one of the first this season to reach that 30-point mark. He's averaging 14.8 points per game, 77 from the tape, 31% from three, 45% in the field goal range. Just dominates the stat sheet there. Has 26 steals on top of it from Augusta, Georgia, and comes from New Mexico State. And then, of course, for UIW, on the flip side, it's going to be Alex Anderson, 12.3 points per game, 82% from the tape, 49% from the field goal range. Had multiple dunks in that last Northwestern State game. I mean, really and truly put on a show from Memphis, Tennessee, and comes to UIW from Alabama State.
Yeah, 20 points. He was the only Cardinal in double figures. He was 6'4", 11. A lot of those field goals were dunks, like you said. Was also 8 for 10 from the free throw line. He's one of the best in the conference when it comes to conference play, free throw shooting. On the year, he's 82%. It's even higher when it goes to SLC games by themselves. Texas A&M-Commerce 9-17 overall, 3-10 in conference play. UIW 8-17 overall, 3-9 in conference play. Such an important game for both of these teams in an 18-game conference slate. Tried to go for the quick alley-oop and just through the hands of Marcus Glover. Quick three, missed short there. The starting five for UIW: Alex Anderson, Sky Wicks, Marcus Glover, Dylan Heyman, and Josiah Hammonds. It's a quick two for Alex Anderson, picking up right where he left off on Saturday.
You can't help but wonder where he would be on the stat sheet had he been here right from the get-go. Had to sit out a couple games here early in the season, and you know, he's just keeping par there with Sky Wicks, two big-time scorers for UIW.
A couple games, make it 10 because he was waiting on an NCAA waiver. There's the first shot and knocked down three-pointer. Kaylin Williams had 26 points versus UIW in their first matchup, was 8 for 18 from the field and 10 for 12 from the free throw line. There's a steal. Numbers for the Lions, poked right back away was Josiah Hammonds. 2 turnovers by him. A three ball, and it's buried once again. Kaylin Williams has come to play here in San Antonio.
Man, looked like a bit of hot potato there, but Kaylin Williams was not about to give that one away. As mentioned, he's one of the first since 2020 on the squad to reach a 30-point game, had 33 points against Northern Colorado.
Inside, Heyman left it short. Williams able to box him out, got some help from Tommy Lewis. The starting five for the Lions: Kaylin Williams, Tommy Lewis, number 10, Alonzo Dodd, number 12, Quo Agua, and number 24, Jerome Brewer Jr. Looking for a pick and roll action is Anderson. Going to his right, can't get the first chance to go, got his own rebound, and last touch off of Aqua. He was standing out of bounds when he knocked it away from Anderson. Stays with UIW, 19 to shoot.
Anderson, 28 defensive rebounds on the year, 9 offensive, so just adding to the stat sheet there.
He wants to get downhill and to the paint. A three-point specialist in Josiah Hammond's just too strong from the corner. He ranks second in the Southland when it comes to three-pointers made. Brewer will try the three. That one's off to the right. Another rebound for Anderson, trying to go 1-on-5. Loses the ball for a turnover. Couple extra passes. Dodd. There's an extra pass. Brewer will try again. The bank is open for Jerome Brewer Jr.
Some really pretty unselfish basketball there. Great stuff. I mean, I thought they were going to take it in that second to last pass. Nope. He went for the wide open shot and it was good.
He also had that sheepish grin because he knew that one should not have gone in from the wing, but perfectly off the glass like he quote-unquote attended to. Another steal in transition. Finish at the rim, count it and one. Tommy Lewis.
Tommy Lewis, good work there from him. You gotta hand it Josh Morgan, he did his best there.
We talked to head coach Jarrett Von Rosenberg in his 7th year there in Commerce. He said they just need to get back to the basics, defend the ball well, use that defense to turn into offense. Well, what do you have? But the first 3.5 minutes, they've got 3 steals and they're getting out in transition quick, up 10 now off the made free throw.
Right, he wasn't too happy with the last couple of games. He said really they're one of the teams that rank around 2nd or 3rd for guarding and just haven't been able to get it together in the last couple games, but it's looking pretty good here.
Yeah, you look at what they're able to do on the defensive end in conference play. 3rd in steals, averaging almost over 7 steals per game. 2nd in blocks with 60 total coming in today. That's over 4.5 per game. They came in with 95 total steals in Southland Conference games. They're gonna likely go over 100 if they can get a couple more steals. And Josiah Hammonds is on the end line. Another turnover by UIW. It's Texas A&M-Commerce coming out the gates roaring. A 12-2 lead here in San Antonio. You are watching the Southland Conference on ESPN+. Back inside the McDermott Center, not the start head coach Shane Hireman wanted his Cardinals to see through the first 4+ minutes. A 12-2 lead for Texas A&M-Commerce. Too many turnovers. That's been the Achilles heel for UIW, a team that ranks 9th in turnover margin when it comes to the Southland Conference. -4 for the entire season. It's even worse when it's Southland Conference game. They rank last at a turnover margin of -5.33 turnovers per game.
Not exactly what you want to hear if you're a coach, but good thing is lots of room for improvement. You can only build on this team. Good thing is they can still put up points, but they probably have a lot more successful games if it weren't for those turnovers.
We made a couple substitutions as well at the break. Josh Apoa into the game, Josh Morgan into the game, and Elijah Davis into the game. Off the inbound, can't get the short-range jumper to go is Tommy Lewis. Anderson at the block, gets doubled. Able to get it to Apoa. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Pick and roll action with Morgan, and he gets the roll. Josh Morgan off the bench. First bucket. He's one of those veteran leaders on this Cardinal team. one of 4 returners, the senior from Ontario, able to stop this scoring streak for Texas A&M-Commerce, and Tommy Lewis was looking for a 4-point play, didn't get the whistle, still knocked down the 3.
12.1 points per game average, actually dominates from the 3 zone with the most on the team with 52 threes scored.
Nice move in the lane, Alex Anderson, second bucket today. This is a Texas A&M-Commerce team, though, like you said, they want to shoot the 3. They are first in the conference when it comes to 3-pointers made. Over 241 coming into today. Averages out to over 9 per game. 5 to shoot. Lewis going against Morgan. Blocked there by Apoa. They've got numbers. Nice pass from Heyman to a cutting Davis. All started by the Josh Apoa block, and quickly up the floor by Alex Anderson.
Great work just finding the seams there. It's a good hustle from Elijah Davis, working to get into that spot. That's not something you'll see a lack of from UIW is hustle. They've got plenty of that.
Josh Morgan blocked the 3-point attempt there, and fouled inside was Alex Anderson. So free throws coming for the junior from Memphis, Tennessee. As we mentioned, one of their players to watch on this UIW side, had 13 points against Texas A&M-Commerce. A game that was supposed to be played as one of the first conference games for both of these teams. It's supposed to be scheduled to be played on January 15th. Inclement weather postponed that, and so they ended up playing on January 31st. It was a part of a 4-game road trip for UIW, and it turned into a 3-game homestand, the last one for Texas A&M-Commerce. Anderson able to knock down the second free throw. Makes it a 10-5 game. He's got 5 points and will take a seat and get a breather. Soft full court press there to slow this offense down. Already 4 for 8 from 3 are the Lions. Going baseline. Shot fake in the corner. They'll reverse it all the way back to the near side corner. Brewer no good. Fight on the floor for the ball. And a jump ball, possession arrow with Texas A&M-Commerce, so a fresh 20.
Sam, we said there'd be bodies on the floor. Put money on that. Every time they hit the ground, I hold my breath because it just looks like it hurts.
And the referees are going to warn this UIW bench quickly. That's something we've seen here at home. They've been warned for getting a little too rowdy and too far out onto the floor in celebration. Another 3, that one's short there. This time, Khalik Abdul-Mateen with the miss. Nice reverse layup, Devontae Dennis.
Great work there from Dennis. Bringing out the acrobatics early on. And just like that, cutting that big scoring gap.
Wing 3, back iron, no good. Rebound into the hands of the Lions.
There's no doubt there's some really quality movement along the perimeter here for Commerce. Speed of play is immaculate.
Another miss there from deep. This time, VJ Reeves Jr. tried to pop it. Davis asking for a screen. Dribble handoff and too much contact there as Evan Phelps got a piece of the arm. And that'll send us to another break. 8-0 run, the last 2:57 for UIW. Has them right back in it. Still down by 3, 11:50 to go here from the Nest. UIW trying to punch their ticket. They're 3-9 in conference play, holding the 8th spot in the conference of 10 teams, but only have a half-game lead over Texas A&M-Commerce and New Orleans. This is the second and final time they will play Texas A&M-Commerce, and will play New Orleans in their final home game weekend. They'll get SLU and New Orleans as their last 2 home games. Elijah Davis lays it off the glass and in.
Good hustle and work there from them. Wasn't too sure how that last turnover was going to go in the last matchup. 14 turnovers from UIW, 8 from Commerce. And when you think of the score line, that translated into 13 points. Could have been a different result for them had they cleaned things up a bit. But lucky there, Elijah Davis able to handle that and return with points instead of points against.
Yeah, the largest lead UIW had in that game at Commerce was 9 there in that second half, but a 14-0 run for the Lions gave them back the lead and were able to hold on to a 5-point win, 71-66. First free throw no good there for Evan Phelps, a freshman from Duncanville High School. 53% from the free throw line. And can't hit either, both rim out. Cardinals currently on a 10-0 run the last 4 minutes and counting. Looking for more. Wicks. Cut off there by Phelps, looking for help. 10 to shoot now. Davis with 5. Open in the corner. Just short there for Devontae Dennis. Tried to save it, was Wicks. Able to find Elijah Davis somehow. A third chance for the Cardinals, and Wicks will go to the line. Big time hustle play for all the Cardinals on the floor.
Everybody left it on the floor there. Elijah Davis with the hustle, so speedy. And I mean, just able to hold his own there in the paint too. And now you have Wicks up to the tape. Guy who tends to lead the team in multiple categories.
First free throw up and good. Averages 14.5 points per game, 6.8 rebounds per game. He's top 10 in points, rebounds, and field goal percentage when it comes to the entire conference. Had 10.6 rebounds on 4 of 8 shooting against the Lions. They're just over 2 weeks ago. Knocks both free throws down, and they've got the lead once again. Nailed the first bucket of the game. And then a big run by Texas A&M-Commerce. Now it's UIW on the big run. 12-0 run the last 4:30. 10 to shoot now. Williams. One-on-one with Dennis. Step back. Blocked by Apoa. 2-on-1. Apoa is stripped. And it will stay with UIW. Big time block there from Josh Apoa. 9th in the conference in that category. Came in with 19. He's already got a couple here today.
The block when they needed it the most, just to kind of take the wind out of the sails there for Commerce. And I mean, tell you what, Apoa, he's always going to have that big man presence just by nature, right? But he plays that position well.
And only a freshman, Josh Morgan, leans in, knocks it in. 14-0 run now. Trying to stop the momentum, and that one is good. Quo Aqua, the junior from Calgary, Canada, finally stops their scoring drought.
It's typically 44% from 3.
Aqua sends Wicks away, runs the floor, and is fouled as he tried to put Dennis on a poster. Great sequence there for Quo Aqua. Stops the 14-0 run with the 3-pointer, blocks Sky Wicks, and then runs the floor and almost slammed it home.
No shortage of drama here, no doubt. He's 83% from the tape. Pretty good chance to be able to handle it here.
First free throw up and good. He's a junior, transferred from Howard College. And we talked about Apoa, where he ranks in blocks according to the conference. Aqua leads the entire conference in blocks when it comes to Southland Conference games. He had 18 coming into today, averaging just under 2 blocks per game. Only able to go 1 of 2 from the line. 1-point lead now for Commerce. Pick and roll action with Apoa and Anderson. 10 to shoot. At the free throw line, Davis. Guarded by Dodd. No good. Good box out and strong rebound from Aqua.
Aqua here all the way from Canada. Such a far way from home.
Another 3-pointer. That one is drained. Alonzo Dodd from the wing.
You see why they lead the conference in threes. I mean, it's not just one guy putting it up, it's multiple who can handle business out there.
7 made shots from the field, 6 from 3. Agua knocks it out of bounds as they tried to find Josh Apoa down low. 15 to shoot. Sean Robinson into the game for the first time. Anderson into the paint, just outside the restricted arc, no good. Heyman flies for the offensive board and tipped out of bounds once again by Agua. 17 to shoot for UIW. Morgan back in for Wicks.
It's really been quite the defensive show here too. I mean, we're seeing some pretty stuff, but defensively it's really it's tough on both sides.
In the corner, Heyman will shoot. No good. Dodd driving right. Kicks to the corner, extra pass, 2 extra passes. Agua in the lane, can't get the roll off the glass. Davis quickly up the floor, pulling the trigger, Morgan, no good. Back tapped all the way to Davis again. 6th offensive board for UIW. And the 8th turnover there by Incarnate Word as we go under 8 minutes. Williams to the lane. No whistle and foul. Anderson up the floor. There's a whistle, and they're going to say it's on the floor, no basket. So it'll be UIW basketball when we return. 22-18 game, Texas A&M Commerce with the lead. Still plenty of basketball here from San Antonio when we return. Back in action. UIW unsuccessful off the inbounds play. Big pump fake there. Lost the ball was Tommy Lewis. On the run, Morgan. Counted and one.
Morgan with the hustle. Doesn't just have to handle it from 3. He can handle it in the paint too. And gotta admire the hustle from Commerce. Just can't get wrapped up in the net like that.
It's been a game of runs so far today. UIW scored the first points, and Commerce went on a big run to take the lead. Large it was 15-4. There with 14:49 in the first half. Then UIW responded with a 14-0 run themselves to reclaim the lead. And those 3 points there by Josh Morgan end a 7-0 run for Texas A&M-Commerce. They're just trading body blows at this point.
Right, Morgan not the guy you want at the tape though, 88% from the free throw line.
Running floater is good. VJ Reeves Jr., the sophomore from Tuscaloosa, Alabama, able to knock down the jumper. Anderson backing down. Weathers turns it over once again. Number 9 so far for Incarnate Word. Williams can't get it to go. Both teams playing at incredible pace. Inside Glover, no good. Cleared away there by Pop Weathers. Great name, by the way. Junior from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, James Pop Weathers.
Definitely a great handle. Sounds famous.
5 to shoot. Williams gives it to Dodd. Dodd will stripe it once again.
So much net there, you had to look twice at that from this angle.
Now 2 for 3 from 3. Lions are 7 for 15 from bonus country. Inside, backing down Weathers is Anderson. Rolls off the rim, no good. And it'll be Texas A&M Commerce ball. Couple subs now as Brewer checks out for the Lions. Anderson out for the Cardinals. Texas A&M Commerce had 9 made threes last time they played UIW. They already have 7 here in this first half. That one is short. Offensive rebound by Dodd. Abdul Mateen cut off. 10 to shoot now. Dodd top of the key, guarded by Hammonds. Step back. Extra pass, no good there for Reeves. Trying to take the long range jumper once again. Wide open from the wing. No good there for Josh Morgan. Really good look there as he's just under a 40% three-point shooter. One of the best for UIW.
Commerce has some really great movement there outside the perimeter. They commit defenders constantly, wait for the opening at the 3 mark, and that's what's so difficult to defend here. It's that constant movement, whereas UIW, it just seems like they get lucky with an open guy, but Commerce is able to commit multiple guys on defense. If you look back on it in their next offense, you'll see.
Ten to shoot. Davis finds Morgan. Drives right, stops, and jumps it in. Josh Morgan having himself a good first half. 9 points for the senior.
That's the thing about UIW. There's always somebody willing to step up.
Dodd, the floater is good. First time he's gone inside the arc today. And he is able to swish it through once again. Morgan in the lane, can't get the roll. Rebound to Weathers. UIW man-to-man. Open in the corner. Too strong there for Reeves. And a timeout taken by UIW. 2:06 left here in this first half. And it's a 6-point lead for Texas A&M-Commerce. Back inside the McDermott Center, UIW finds themselves down 23-29. Not the offensive half the Cardinals were looking for. 9 turnovers already. 36% from the field, 0 for 6 from 3. And Texas A&M-Commerce has made their living outside the three-point arc. 10 made shots from the field, 7 for 18 from 3. Couple chances fighting for the offensive board. Apoa still loose, and it's off of Apoa. Large scramble for that rebound. Finally went Commerce's way. Still in a man-to-man defense is UIW. Brewer going inside and able to throw it in once again. Jerome Brewer Jr. did not play against Incarnate Word the first time they met. Part of 8 games he missed. First game back was against Southeastern Louisiana just 2 games ago. Had 19 points and led the team versus the other Lions in the Southland Conference. Unable to pull out that victory as they lost in overtime 79-77 at home. But an 8-point lead here on the road. Currently riding a 9-2 run. The last 5 minutes, 43 seconds. UIW in another scoring drought right now as we go under a minute. No points the last 2:12. And that's a shot clock violation. Alex Anderson couldn't get it on the rim. So another empty possession. 1 for their last 8 field goals are the Cardinals. Dodd back outside. 3-pointer is good. Quo Aqua, the 8th 3-pointer made here in this first half. Lions are taking dead aim from range. In the lane, fouled is Heyman. So free throws coming for Dylan Heyman. Foul on number 3, Tommy Lewis, his first personal, team 6th. So Dylan Heyman at the line. Had 18 points against Commerce. That one rattles home. 7 of 14 from the field, 2 of 6 from 3. That game versus Commerce kind of sparked the offensive juices, you could say, for Dylan Heyman. Double figures 4 of his last 6 games, all starting with the game January 31st on the road. And a use it or lose it timeout taken by Coach Rose with 18.1 left, a 9-point lead. Only 12 shots Texas A&M-Commerce has taken inside the three-point arc. They're 12 of 31 from the field, 8 of 19 from three. Just really incredible what they're doing right now from three. We know they can make threes. Their three-point percentage might not say the exact same thing. It's kind of one of those weird instances where in conference play, they rank last in three-point percentage, shooting only 32%, but are first in three-pointers made with almost 9 per game in conference play. But then you factor in UIW ranks last in opposing three-point percentage, with their opponents shooting over 40% from three. There's a big bucket from Tommy Lewis. Blows a kiss to the crowd. Last second shot, no good off the backboard for Alex Anderson. And a double-digit lead going into the locker room for Texas A&M-Commerce. Up 36-25 as we send it to the floor as Katie Goodman has Coach Rose.
Well, I just thought, like I said earlier, I thought we defended, and we were able to get stops. Our offense is a lot better, so it was a good job defending in the first half, and we got to be really strong on that in the second half.
So what specifically needs to happen for to keep that team going?
I just think being solid. The couple of times that Incarnate was able to get out and get some easy ones, as we worried about our turnovers, our shots on that end. We're not worried about what happens on the offensive end. We got to get back and get them in the half court.
Back to you, Sam.
Thanks, Katie. Yeah, the defense has been rolling for the Lions, holding Incarnate Word to just 31% shooting and 0 for 7 from three, as they shoot 8 of 19 from bonus country, 42% from three, and over 40% from the field. We'll take a break here from the McDermott Center as we are at halftime, a 36-25 lead for Texas A&M-Commerce. You are watching Southland Conference basketball on ESPN+. We are at halftime, a 11-point lead for the Lions as Texas A&M-Commerce up on the road, 36-25. Sam Kamen alongside Katie Goodman. That's first half, Katie. It was all about the three-point shot for Texas A&M-Commerce. 8 of 19 from bonus country, and they had 3 guys all with 2 made threes. They're spreading out the wealth when it comes to the three-point shot.
Not so much the story there for UIW, 0 for 7 from outside the arc. Really unfortunate there for them. They are winning on the rebound game, though, 24 to Commerce's 16, but 12 points from turnovers, Sam. That's definitely something to be discussed. They are in the locker room. I can imagine they're getting an earful from Coach Hireman.
Yeah, they were -8 in turnover margin against Northwestern State with 17 turnovers. Just in that first half, they had 10 and are -7 today. 0 for 7 from three, 9 of 29 from the field. That's just 31%. Josh Morgan leads all scorers, actually, with 9 points, 4 for 8 from the field. But Texas A&M-Commerce is really getting it done, and they're living and dying by that three ball. 8 points apiece for Dodd and Lewis, 7 for Agua, 6 for Williams, 5 for Brewer. It's going to be hard for UIW to pick their poison. I'd assume like you would say, they're going to start running some people off that three-point line.
Right, it's going to be tough. Nothing, no other option other than to like come in with a high press, try to stop the damage early on, keep the ball out of their hands from outside the arc. But Sam, you said it earlier, 9 points from three. Excuse me, had 9 threes in the last matchup versus Commerce. They're already at 8 threes. That's a problem. That's a problem.
It's going to be tough, and a big key point for Shane Hireman there in the locker room. As we'll take another break from the McDermott Center. When we come back, highlights and a look around the conference, as it's a big Monday full of Southland Conference basketball. You are watching college basketball on ESPN+.
All right, it kind of speaks for itself from that first half. Thank you so much, Coach Holloway. Back to you, Sam.
Thank you, Katie. Yeah, the three-pointer is who Texas A&M-Commerce is, and UIW will be leaning on that heavily and hoping to knock some more shots down when we come back for the final 20 minutes of play. We'll take one final break here inside the McDermott Center. It's Texas A&M-Commerce 36, Incarnate Word 25. Some first half highlights for you as UIW kicked off the scoring, but it was a big 12-0 run started by the three ball for Texas A&M Commerce that got them a big lead. Then the defense cranked up a 14-0 run for UIW. Josh Morgan led the way. He's got 9 points through that first half, but too much of the extra long ball for the Lions. 8 of 19 from three. I mean, just incredible what they were doing, shooting over 40% from three. Only 5 made 2 shots. That's crazy, Katie.
That is insane. I mean, you can see why they lead the league in threes. They are just so confident. They're in their flow state. They are playing from a totally different place here than UIW. They're a place of joy, of happiness. They have got their rhythm. And Coach said, hey, it's because they're starting with a good quality defense. Good defense translates into quality offense. But for me, it's their rotation, their movement around the arc is really next level. It's fast. It's quick-paced passing. It's really hard to defend.
And he even said when we talked pregame with him, they needed to be better on the defensive end to kind of spark some of their offense. Well, they sure did that. They held UIW to only 31% shooting, 9 of 29, 0 for 7 from three. They only gave them 7 free throw opportunities as well. So we didn't get to catch the entire interview there coming back from the half with assistant coach Rob Holloway. What was kind of the key message that you got from him?
Well, he said, yeah, things were heating up there outside the arc. He said his guys know what to do. The score speaks for itself. Because I asked him, well, what do these guys need to do to get pumped up? And what did you tell them at the half? He said, I didn't have to tell them anything. They're mad. They're going to come out mad.
That was something head coach Shane Hireman said in the post-game press conference when they played against Northwestern State. They just said the Demons had more gratitude and energy, more want to win. That was a key word that Coach Rose used, was hunger. Well, that first 20 minutes, the Lions were more hungry than the Cardinals.
No doubt. Still plenty of time to do some damage for the Cards here. Not too much of a lead, but if it gets any further out of hand, then it's going to feel like a repeat from Saturday's game, rather.
Deep three, left short there from Tommy Lewis. Anderson spins, dishes to Dennis. Davis trying to go to his right, through the zone, on his back, somehow gets it to Anderson. Under 10 to shoot, trying to back down his man into the lane. Davis, no good. Quickly up the floor to Brewer. And wanting a whistle there was Coach Rosenberg, not going to get it. And extra steps there by Alex Anderson. Turns the ball over for the 11th time for the Cardinals. Just too many turnovers so far for UIW. Coming off a game where they had 17, we're -8 in that category. They're -8 right now, as the Lions have taken very good care of the ball, only have turned it over 3 times. 5 to shoot. Williams, mid-range. No good. Dennis with the rebound.
When you look at some of those turnovers, they just are simple mistakes.
Spin move in the lane. Count it and one.
No mistake there from Elijah Davis.
Very pretty move there from the point guard. Junior from Maryland. Transferred in from Walters State.
Spinning in like a cyclone there.
4.2 points per game. This is his average this year. Just a year ago, averaged over 10 points per game and 8 rebounds on top of his head. Quo Aqua slams down the alley-oop. Davis no good. Rebound by Brewer. Aqua in the lane again. And it's going to be a travel. It could have been possibly a blocker charge, but Coach Rosenberg thought it was, he had the 2 steps. Umpire did not think so on the other end.
Have a look back at it here.
Our referee, Carrie Sitton, and our other 2 umpires, Ross Collins and Chris Paskey. There's a rim rocker.
Heyman with the dunk. He caught some air there.
And everyone doing the same exact celebration on top of the head. And we've got whistles away from the ball. Chris Paskey is going to call a technical foul. Another look at Heyman skying above the rim.
Man, might as well have had wings in the back of his jersey there.
So Paskey's gonna head to the monitor as the whistle came away from the ball. Now Carrie Sitton will come to the monitor as well. And so at the line, Quo Aqua. This is the first. There's the Agua dunk. That spurred a big reaction, and then 2 possessions later, Marcus Glover and Agua got tied up. So able to hit the next free throw. He's got 10 points now.
The Southland Conference needs to do a compilation of dunks.
It's
at the wrap-up
Dunkland.
season. It is. I've seen some good stuff here this season.
That's the hashtag the Twitter page uses, is hashtag Dunkland.
Hashtag Dunkland.
You probably got the top college dunker with Christian Shoemate there for McNeese. Last year, you had a player from Texas A&M-Commerce, Mr. DeMoya, who made Sports Center top 10 a couple times with his electric dunks. There's plenty of talent when it comes to this conference. Inside, Apoa can't get the roll. And able to knock it down out of bounds. So Commerce will hang on to the ball.
It was DeMarcus Demonia. He had a game-tying alley-oop dunk. It appeared at number 3 on SportsCenter's top 10. In the same game, C.J. Roberts' game winner appeared at number 9. I mean, one heck of a game there for them.
Nichols has gotten some recognition. Deontay Smith, Jamal West Jr. They've had some pretty good stuff. Heck, we were even on bad beats when Nichols came to town. Mr. Ireland stole the ball away from Alex Anderson. The spread was 2.5. UIW was down by 2. And just for reference, UIW was not favored, so if Nichols just dribbles out the clock, whoever had UIW plus 2.5 would have won money. Instead, they decided to go and lay it in on the opposite end, win by 4, and those having money on UIW lost money. Another alley-oop and a jam! Jerome Brewer, high above the rim.
Speaking of alley-oops, timing of the essence here for A&M-Commerce. We'll have a look back at that, handling it there. They've struggled a bit from outside the arc in these last couple minutes. UIW doing a great job of defending.
We just came out of the locker room and wanted to take out some aggression on the rim.
As they should.
3 dunks.
As they should.
3 dunks in 4 minutes, 2 for Commerce, 1 big one by Heyman, who spins and knocks down the mid-range jumper.
I say this almost every game. He gives senior vibes, even though he's a junior. I just feel like he's that guy there for UIW.
Moving screen there, called against Jerome Brewer. Will take us to a timeout. Still a 9-point lead for Texas A&M Commerce as things are starting to heat up inside the McDermott Center. You're watching Southland Conference basketball on ESPN+. 15:38 left in the second half. Texas A&M Commerce finds themselves up 41-32. And what both coaches have said is a must-win game. There are still ways they could make the conference tournament if they were to lose this game, but this is a big one because it could have a couple game swing. If Commerce can able to hang on here today, they'd have the series sweep here on the season and would move to 4-10 versus a 3-10 record for Incarnate Word. And there was a foul call, and they're gonna, Coach Von Rosenberg is hot right now. The shot was made. It looked like the foul was on the floor. They might have said the basket was good. Kerry Sitton and Chris Paskey talking about it. And they're going to reverse it back to just a foul on the floor. So a third team foul.
Things getting heated in the stands too. Crowd not happy, coach not happy.
Everyone's getting into it. A lot of physicality brewing down low as well, as Josh Apoa going right at Quo Aqua. So 4th team foul, 2nd personal now on Agua. Dennis into the lane, going left. Stops it, and that's going to be called a goaltend on Agua. Man, he was inside that restricted arc, got up really high, but that ball was starting to make its way down into the cylinder. It's the reason why he's got so many blocks in conference play.
Right, sometimes it's second nature. You don't think twice about it, and then you look down and realize where you're jumping from.
So 4 points now for Devontae Dennis. Abdul Mateen in the corner. Extra pass to Agua. Last touch off of Agua. Turnover number 6 for Commerce. Both sides not really happy with any of the officials' calls right now. Morgan trying to back down Weathers. Anderson trying to do the same now to Williams. Goes to his right hand and banks it off the glass.
Pumped again is Anderson. That last game we had here at the McDermott Center, he got so pumped that took him a couple minutes to calm down. Right now he's all focused though.
Cardinals have switched to a 2-3 zone. In the lane, and Apoa gets charged with the foul. VJ Reeves Jr. beat him off the bounce. And the freshman thought that he got it clean. Only the first personal. Second team foul for Incarnate Word. Reeves, a 67% free throw shooter. Transfer from Central Arkansas. And leaves that one short. Commerce not the most well-rounded team when it comes to free throw percentage. UIW second in the conference in that category. It has not been their night at the free throw line. Able to make the second. Now 4 of 9 from the charity stripe. 8 of 22 from 3. Almost seems like they need to go further and further away from the basket to get hotter and hotter. Into the lane, Heyman, no good. Offensive board to Dennis. And he gets called for the travel. Another turnover for UIW. Number 12 of the game.
You know, they've had some turnovers that are understandable, right? Like, you know, it's understandable you might carry a bit or travel a bit, but, you know, the fouls where they're just turning the ball over on a bad pass, it just seems like a lapse of focus.
Coach Buzz Williams for Texas A&M always talked about dead ball turnovers are always better than live ball turnovers. Those travels where you can set up your defense, really crucial, versus those live ball turnovers, like you said. You saw Texas A&M-Commerce get out on the run, knock a couple threes down, just like Josh Morgan did right there. And just like that 6-point lead that they had, cut in half.
And that 3 scoring drought over.
First one today for UIW as there's a foul inside. Second now on Josh Apoa. Team's third. Yeah, points off of turnovers so far today. UIW actually leads in that category, 14-12. A 9-1 run the last 3:30 for UIW. Williams loses the ball, up to Morgan, lays it in. We have a 1-point game.
Tell you what, Josh Morgan just holding it down for everyone. 14 points. He's not going down without swinging here.
It's been a game of runs. Williams, no good, too strong on the three. UIW trying to take their first lead since it was 9:52 in the first half. Score was 18-15. Anderson, deflected pass finds Dennis. Dennis no good off the glass. Apoa, offensive board. And they foul Jerome Brewer after they could not get the second and third chances to go. We've got a good one inside the McDermott Center. A 42-41 game, a must win for both of these teams. 11:50 left. Come back. We've got plenty more action from San Antonio. Back inside the McDermott Center, a close one between the 8 and 9 seeds in the Southland Conference standings so far. Texas A&M-Commerce 3-10, UIW 3-9. UIW has a half-game lead on both the Lions and the Privateers of New Orleans. Under 12 minutes to go to decide a big game coming down the stretch. The final few games for both of these teams in conference play. And fouled there is Tommy Lewis. Almost took out one of our camera crews.
Script has flipped a bit here, Sam, in this second half. 0 for 4 from 3 is Commerce. First half, they hit almost everything. 8 threes in that first half. UIW defense switching on. Still Tommy Lewis putting it away here. 83% from the tape moving into this game.
And before these free throws, UIW was on a 11-1 run. The last 4:41. Only 1 for 2 from the line there for Lewis. So still a one-possession game. Skywicks back into the game. He's only played 9 minutes. 2 points, both of them coming at the free throw line. 0 for 1 from the field. He's been very quiet. Morgan off the screen, no good for 3. Top of the key, Agua. Back iron, no good. Able to secure the rebound was Dennis. Now Anderson goes left, spins back to the right. And a foul inside the lane goes against Tommy Lewis. 5th team foul, both teams with 5 fouls apiece. Second personal on Lewis. Wicks will check right back out. Heyman in the game. Sean Robinson into the game. He's had limited action the last few games due to injuries. Blocked was Dennis, kept it alive, and a blocking foul against Lewis. So back-to-back fouls. He's got 3 now.
Creeping up there, still plenty of time to go, too.
First player to be in actual serious foul trouble is Lewis now with 3. 6th team foul, so the next Lions personal foul will put UIW in the bonus. 1-1 at 7 team fouls. Double bonus when it goes to 10. 3 ball, no good there for Robinson. Alonzo Dodd with the rebound. In the corner, Williams. Brewer will step outside, wing 3. That one was short. Nice pocket pass from Anderson to Robinson, who rocks the rim.
Sean Robinson adds to the dunking reel here for UIW. He is pumped. They deserve to be all knotted up here.
Under 10 minutes to go. High stakes here in San Antonio. 10 to shoot. Williams goes to his left. Hangs, no good. Anderson driving left and is fouled. Free throws coming for Alex Anderson.
Pumped all over again.
He's got energy that just overflows, is the best word I can really use.
Yeah, shoots through the rooftops here at the McDermott Center. You know, Coach Hireman has to love that. He's an energy guy. He loves to see it. Alex Anderson brings exactly that. It's just managing that energy sometimes.
Even their stools on each timeout that they use, the acronym stands for Energy Generated Behaviors. At the beginning of the year, he said they want to have people walk in, buy their ticket, and hear the amount of energy that's going on inside the gym when they're warming up.
I love that he's putting it on the stools, though. That's a great idea.
I mean,
psychology, when stuff's getting tough, just look at where you're about to sit. It's great.
and Alex Anderson's been pumping up that bench even from the free throw line. Head coach Jarrett Von Rosenberg is going to take a timeout. We'll take it with them. It's a one-point game inside the McDermott Center. Under 10 minutes to go. Crucial game when it comes to the Southland Conference. Alex Anderson at the line for one more. He's given them their first lead since it was 9:52 left in the first half. An 18-15 game. Their largest lead was only those 3 points. Texas A&M-Commerce has led 91% of this game. Led as many as 11, but it's UIW currently on a 15-2 run. Just over the last 7 minutes. There's a big jumper to tie it right back up. Alonzo Dodd. He's got 10 points now. And an offensive foul called on Dylan Heyman. Lowered the shoulder into Dodd. Second personal on Heyman, 6th team foul. So both teams in the single bonus. Looking for the lob, can't finish it, is Agua. Phelps put it right up there. Rattled out for Agua. 3 for Heyman. And that one is good.
Heyman coming in big wherever you need him most. Whether it's a dunk, whether it's in the paint or outside in the 3 zone, he's got it.
Phelps stops on that logo. 10 to shoot now, Dodd. One-on-one with Morgan, gets doubled off the screen. Here's a prayer, that's gonna miss as an air ball, a shot clock violation. Big defensive stop for UIW.
Exceptional defense from Dylan Heyman. He goes, sinks a solid 3, and then he's key on defense right just a few steps later.
Anderson into the lane. Can't get it to go, left it just short. Had the mismatch on a smaller Evan Phelps. 6'6", 200 versus 6'0", 180. And Anderson will be back at the line when we return. A 3-point game for UIW. They've got the lead here at home, trying to get their 4th win of conference play. 17th meeting between these two schools. UIW leads the all-time series history 9-7. Really a good back and forth battle between both of these teams throughout the years. Texas A&M-Commerce, since joining the Southland just last year, 2-1. These two teams split the series last year. The home teams won both of those games. Commerce won when they played at home just on January 31st. And UIW trying to look and do the same. Anderson knocks down both free throws. Their largest lead today. Nice up and under move. Can't get it to go is Lewis. The run continues for UIW. 20-4 run the last 8:30. A turnover by the Cardinals. Had a chance there for Williams, couldn't handle it. Layup no good there for Brewer. Morgan spinning in the lane, and it rolls in. Josh Morgan, 16 points off the bench.
One heck of a day there for Josh Morgan.
7-point lead. Cardinal fans getting into it. Under 10 to shoot. Sticking with the man-to-man. Anderson all over Williams. Air ball. Once again, a big shot clock violation caused by this Cardinal crew.
I mean, they're doing some good stuff on offense, no doubt, but defensively, UIW has just really been a thorn in Commerce's side. It's really their defense that has gotten them back in this.
This second half, the Lions are 3 for 18 from the field, 0 for 7 from 3. Only 9 points. And we're approaching 14 minutes played here in this second half.
Quite literally a tale of two halves here. Script flipping all the way.
On the wing, Morgan into the lane, left hand, no good. Cleared away there by Reeves. Lions shot 40% from the field, 42 from 3, 8 made three-pointers. Nothing to show for here in this second half. Can they get one here? They do. Number 9 on the game. The first here in this second half. That is a big one to make it a 2-possession game. VJ Reeves finally hitting 1 for 8 today from 3.
UIW better take heed because those threes are contagious for Commerce.
He's attempted the most threes out of any Lion today and finally gets one to go, but a foul on the other end. This is charged against Khalik Abdul-Mateen. So back to the line for Alex Anderson. He made himself a living there at the charity stripe against Northwestern State. 8 for 10 at the free throw line. 6 of 6 today. Now 7 of 7, 13 points. Total 7 coming from the free throw line. Elijah Davis at the scorer's table, set to check in for Anderson. And he makes both of them. 8 for 8. And Coach Hireman's going to take a timeout. So 54-48 is our score. Just over 5 minutes to go.
wide open spaces and lots of room.
5:13 left. 54-48 lead for Incarnate Word. It is crunch time for them. Coming off a 20-point loss versus Northwestern State on Saturday. A game where it was tied at the half, and they were outscored 47-27 in the final 20 minutes. On the defensive end, they gave up 19 made shots on 32 attempts for the Demons, 5 of 9 from 3. They also only shot 7 of 21 from the field there in the second half, 1 for 8 from 3. This second half on Monday has been a total reversal of what the second half was on Saturday, as well as what the first half was here today.
Able to jet ahead here.
Another turnover here in the second half for Commerce. 10 of 21 from the field here in the second half. 2 for 4 from 3 are the Cardinals. Mid-range jumper, true. Sean Robinson.
Full steam ahead for UIW. Of course, it's always these final moments where they've struggled in the past, but it feels like there is no slowing down for them.
And Dodd is fouled as he was airborne. So free throws coming for Alonzo Dodd, the sophomore from St. Paul, Minnesota. Averages 5.5 points per game. A 62% free throw shooter. Leading the charge right now for Texas A&M-Commerce. 11 points, make it 12. 1 of 2 in double figures as Elijah Davis checks back out. Alex Anderson back in. 2 Cardinals in double figures. Anderson with 14, Morgan with 16. Robinson, top of the key, dead on.
Sean Robinson is back to play. 7 on the day for him.
Crucial 9 minutes played by Sean Robinson. An easy layup there for Jerome Brewer. Cuts it back to a 7-point game. Anderson, no good. Put back chance, no good for Robinson. Stays with UIW as we hit our final media timeout. We have reached the witching hour here in San Antonio. This is the game part where games are won and lost. UIW up by 7. 3:38 to go. Don't go anywhere. We got a good finish coming. 3:38 left. 59-52 lead for UIW. They have outscored Texas A&M-Commerce by 18 here in the second half. Make it 20. Dylan Heyman off the inbounds play goes into double figures.
Heyman having a heyday. 11 points for him so far.
Third Cardinal now to reach double figures. Dodd trying to dish it off. And into the hands of Alex Anderson, but the ball got caught on his leg, so called for a double dribble / travel.
Not much you could do there. I mean, he's about to fall flat on his face. Was just trying to keep it all together.
His motor goes 150%. Wide open in the corner. Tommy Lewis. You can't leave that man all alone.
12 points on the day for him.
And now he's the third Lion to go into double figures. Heyman, mid-range, no good. Robinson, second chance, can't get it to go. It was deflected by Brewer. Williams with the right hand. 2-possession game.
to think about Commerce, if you can quiet them from the 3 zone, you know, you can kind of keep them at bay. They can still handle it there in the paint, obviously.
Spin move in the lane, no good. Fight for the rebound, ends up in a jump ball, possession arrow, Texas A&M-Commerce. Coach Hireman understands the significance of this one. So does head coach Jarrett Von Rosenberg. He's coached 5 winning seasons for the Lions at the Division II level. Got them to the conference tournament just last year, trying to go back-to-back years. Inside, Quo Agua makes it a 2-point game.
Three blocks on the day as well. He's in double digits, 12.
And a timeout taken by head coach Shane Hireman. He is hot right now, as the lead that was once 9 points with just 3:19 has been trimmed all the way to 2, as Texas A&M-Commerce has been on a 7-0 run the last minute 39. 1 timeout remains for UIW, 2 in the back pocket for Coach Rose. A back and forth battle between the Cardinals and the Lions. Just what you would expect when you have teams fighting for their Southland Conference tournament lives.
Well, you called it, Sam, by saying it was the witching hour. UIW's gonna have to pull out their best magic. They haven't been so great in the last 1 or 2 minutes of games in the past, so you know it means so much more here. They've got to hold on to it with everything they've got.
Under 10 to shoot. Looking inside for Robinson. One-on-one with Brewer. Nice pivot foot, and he slams it home.
Firing on all cylinders pretty much is UIW tonight.
Nice hezzy there from Alonzo Dodd. Still a 2-point game. Anderson in control. To the rack. Blocked by Brewer. Stays with UIW. Jerome Brewer Jr., sophomore from Camden, New Jersey, was a preseason All-Southland selection, also tabbed to the All-Defensive team when the preseason honors came out. Going one-on-one with Robinson, 3-ball. That one is cash.
Sean Robinson, 4th guy to get into double digits now.
Almost all of his points have come in this second half. 3-ball and a foul on Anderson. Free throws coming for Kalen Williams. Anderson really unhappy with the call.
Had Heyman saving him from the ref, or maybe he's saving the ref from him, who knows.
So 3 free throws now for Williams, 77% on the year. No good on the first. Ranked 7th in the conference. When it comes to free throw percentage, was also 10 of 12 from the line against UIW back at home when he had 26 points. Able to make the second. He's got 9 points. Devontae Dennis checks out. Elijah Davis in. If he makes this, they can still play defense. It would be a 1-possession game with 48.6 to go. He does make the free throw. A quick timeout by Coach Rose. He's got 1 remaining. 1 timeout on each side. So if you're Texas A&M Commerce here, down by 3, the difference between shot and game clock is 16.6 seconds. Theoretically, you get a stop, you'll have plenty of time to go down and make a 3 or even a quick 2. So, Katie, are you fouling here or are you playing defense?
On UIW, I'm probably fouling. I mean, Commerce, they haven't been so strong from the 3 in the second half, but sometimes they're the kind of team that shows up under this type of pressure. They're 3 specialists. So if anyone's going to put it away from 3, it's them. So in my head, I'm saying foul.
10 for 28 from 3 is Texas A&M Commerce. UIW also 14 of 14 from the free throw line today. Full court press. They're just going to play defense. Coming with a couple traps here at midcourt. Anderson almost threw it away. One-handed by Heyman. Now 10 to shoot. Davis guarded by Dodd. Going to his right, spins to his left. 3 from Heyman. No good. Offensive rebound by Morgan, and they're going to call it a jump ball. Possession arrow stays with UIW, though.
Surprised. It's a jump ball.
So the shot clock turns off now with 18.7. Now you really have to foul if you're Commerce. And they're going to still play defense, trying to trap Heyman. Still not fouling, and they finally do after 9 seconds tick off the clock. So free throws coming for UIW. Elijah Davis will go to the line. 61% on the year. He's the one guy they wanted to foul that was on the floor if you were Coach Rose. And he left the first one short. Brewer checks back in for Abdul Mateen. Robinson checks out. Devontae Dennis in. Dennis has been a monster on the glass with 12 rebounds.
You know this hurts if you're Commerce. They can't get a 3 to make up for it.
1 for 2 at the line. Now 1 for 3. Fight for the board. Cleared away by Agua. They need a 3. 5. Williams for the tie. It's good! Kalen Williams with ice in his veins.
Jaw is still on the floor, Sam.
The officials will go to the monitor to possibly add a couple seconds back onto the clock. Pretty clean look to tie that game.
I mean, 0 people defending him there. Just had a wide open look. Unfortunate there for Elijah Davis. Missed both free throws, could have had that one even despite the 3. 9 seconds, Sam, to get a single point.
So they add 0.3 of a second back onto the clock. 0.9. Enough time for a catch and shoot. Heyman to inbound. Robinson, Morgan, Anderson, and Dennis. A full court heave to Dennis is knocked out by Brewer. And we will have bonus basketball from San Antonio. Kalen Williams sends us to overtime. All square at 66. Wouldn't want it any other way here in the Southland Conference.
Home
Kalen Williams with ice water in his veins, able to hit a 3-ball to tie it up at 66 with .9 to go. Sends us to play some 5 extra minutes of basketball. The second overtime game here tonight in the Southland Conference. Southeastern Louisiana fell to Lamar at home in overtime, 77-72. 2 other games in action. Nichols up by 18 on New Orleans, 74-56 with under 7 minutes to go. And Texas A&M Corpus Christi up 46-35. Just 5 minutes gone by there in the second half. And it'll be Commerce ball off the tip.
Latter half of the season, you can expect a lot of tie-up games as it's teams playing their best basketball, vying for those playoff spots. But as for the Lions, they've lost 4 of their last 5 overtime games, looking to break that streak here.
Looking for the lob, just too close to the rim was Dodd, trying to find Agua. No good, out in transition for UIW. Dodd able to get back into the play after fighting for the rebound. Directing traffic. Alonzo Dodd one-on-one, gets a screen from Brewer. Leaning in, can't get it to go, but will be shooting free throws. Foul on Dylan Heyman, his 3rd, team's 9th. So double bonus the rest of the way for both sides. %62% from the free throw line is Dodd. 2 for 2 today, make it 3 for 3. 17 points now, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, and a block. He has done a little bit of everything for Coach Rose. Knocks down both of those free throws to give them the 2-point advantage here early in the overtime period. Pick and pop, 3-ball, no good. And it'll stay with UIW. Last touch off of Jerome Brewer. Fresh 20. And we will go to a break. 4 minutes left here in overtime. 68-66 lead for Texas A&M-Commerce. Actually, never mind.
We love our house.
Referees, they had initially signaled my time for Alex Anderson to tie his shoe, and now they'll go to the monitor. Coach Rose and Coach Hireman looking for an explanation. Carrie Sitton trying to explain it all. So back in action. Off the inbound. Short corner shot is good. Devontae Dennis. Have yourself a night off the bench. 16 points from Josh Morgan off the bench. 12 from Sean Robinson. And 6 points and 12 rebounds from Dennis. But it's all about Texas A&M-Commerce number 10, Alonzo Dodd. 20 points now.
20 points. Continuing to move towards more. Plenty of time.
Looking for Robinson inside. Defense collapsed on him. Another turnover, number 17. Each possession so valuable here in the overtime period. Williams to his left and lays it in. "13 points for Kalen Williams. Anderson looking inside, trying to throw it into Robinson. Another turnover. And Robinson will take a seat. Marcus Glover back in. Driving right, Lewis called for the walk.
Again, some good quality defense there from UIW. Dylan Heyman leading the way, excuse me.
Commerce, 9 of their last 10 from the field. An 11-2 run. That spans back to the end of that second half. Last 3:30 of game time. 10 to shoot now. Morgan called for the block is number 3, Tommy Lewis. So free throws coming for Morgan. And that's the 5th foul on Lewis. So one of the 3 Lions that averages double figures has fouled out of this one. He'll exit the game with 12 points, 3 rebounds, 3 steals, and an assist.
It's not who you want sitting right now. 2 minutes to go. Phelps comes in his place.
He was the 2nd leading scorer against UIW last time out. 18 points, 4 for 8 from 3. Today he was 2 for 4 from 3 with 12 points. 1 of 4 Lions in double figures. Evan Phelps comes in for him. First free throw up and good for Morgan. As Glover checks back out, Dennis in. 2-point game.
Big shoes to fill for Phelps. Only 5 minutes played prior to this. Hard to get warm that fast sometimes.
Williams able to handle the press. Under 2 minutes to play. 72-70 lead. Going right. No good. Handled by Heyman. Throws it away. Miscommunication between Dylan Heyman and Alex Anderson. The lob no good for Brewer. Second chance no good. Anderson corrals it.
There might be angels sitting on the rim there for UIW. Got lucky on that one. Not so lucky in that last pass.
Another miscommunication. Turnover number 19 as we take a timeout on the floor. 1:26 left in overtime. 72-70 game. Commerce on top. Again, we are at the witching hour here in the McDermott Center. Back in action. 72-70 game. Under 90 seconds to go. UIW was down 11 at the half. They had a 9-point lead with 3 minutes and 19 seconds to go. Williams hit the 3 with .9 to send us to overtime. A miss there from Dodd. UIW can tie or take the lead on this possession. Heyman drives right on baseline, cut off. Anderson spins to his right, short corner shot for Dennis. It's good. Tied up at 72.
going to come down to these final possessions.
9.7 seconds separation between shot and game clock. Both teams in the double bonus. 10 to shoot. Dodd one-on-one with Davis. Now Williams against Morgan. 3 from the top of the key. He drained it again. 10.8 to go. Timeout, Coach Hireman.
Again, jaw on the floor.
How much ice water is running through that man's veins?
20 points from Dodd.
He hit the game-tying shot at the end of regulation. And with 10.8, he hits the go-ahead shot dead in the eye of Josh Morgan.
That deserves a weekly honor in itself. The game-tying shot and potentially the game-winning shot. UIW is gonna have to make magic happen here.
10.8 to go for UIW. Here in the second half, including overtime, they are 4 from 8 from 3. They started out 0 of 7. That three-pointer, the 12th made 3 for Texas A&M-Commerce tonight. They had 8 in the first half. They were held scoreless from 3 until 6 minutes left in the second half, and after seeing up UIW's formation here with 11 seconds, they added 0.2 of a second back. Coach Rose is going to spend his timeout and draw up a defense.
I mean, they talk about basketball being a chess match, and so well played from A&M-Commerce there. They ate up just enough time to really do some damage and force some pressure on UIW here, and then they sunk a 3. That's tough to rebuttal.
A season high in three-pointers made. They had 11 versus Texas A&M to begin the year. The next most was 10 against Northern Colorado on December 11th. They've also tied the most three-point attempts they've taken since the St. Joseph game, November 17th. And they had 28 against Texas A&M. So they were 11 of 28 against the Aggies. Tonight they're 12 of 30, 40%. Just under half of their field goals made from the field have been from 3. And Kalen Williams has 4 of them. 2 crucial ones. It's a 3-point game. They inbounds to Anderson. And a foul there from Williams with 7 seconds. So that takes off 4 seconds. Anderson has been money from the free throw line. A double-double night, 14 points, 10 rebounds. 82% free throw shooter on the year, was 8 for 10 on Saturday. Attempting 9 and 10 today. No good on the first. No timeouts remaining for UIW. 1 remains for Commerce. Second free throw, no good. Rebound there by Agua. And looking for a jump ball is UIW. And it's going to be a foul on Heyman instead.
Not looking too good here for UIW. You know that one's got to hurt.
So 4.7 left. Quo Agua at the line. Howard College transfer. 83% free throw shooter. Knocks down the first of 2. Now 3 for 5 for the game. A 4-point lead. Misses the second. Heyman from half court just misses, and that will do it. Texas A&M-Commerce comes storming back at the end of regulation. They were down 9 points with 3:19 remaining, and they get a crucial win on the road. They sweep the season series against Incarnate Word. They move to 4-10 in conference play. UIW moves to 3-10, and with, oh no, this is not good. This is really not good. We've got punches being thrown. This is really bad. Oh my goodness.
Ooh, full team fight. Coaches in the middle of it. Wouldn't be surprised. Someone got a nick on the face there.
This is not what you want to see after
That close of a game.
it has been a great game. We've got everything going on right now. We still have guys running after people. Oh my
Someone
goodness.
in the crowd was hurt and hit. Oh, it looks like a young girl.
Well, we got a manager that has blood on his face, and we still got guys that need to get to the locker room.
Everyone's still rallying here. Alex Anderson.
No. We need to get this. We need to get this settled. We finally have gotten some people to the locker room. So what was such a great game just ended in a way no one wants to see done. Texas A&M-Commerce hits a season high 12 three-pointers on their way to a 4-point victory. Kaylin Williams, their hero tonight, hit the game-tying shot at the end of regulation and hit the game-winning shot with just over 10 seconds to play. So not what we wanted to see in the handshake line there, but
We
Katie,
knew it'd get chippy, just not that chippy, but luckily everything's all cleaned up here now. Everyone is in their places in the locker room. Lots of talks to be had there, but it's a tough game no matter how you spin it.
So Texas A&M-Commerce gets their 10th win of the year. They move to 10-17 on the season, 4-10 in conference play. They will move to the number 8 spot, depending on what happens with New Orleans and Nichols, who is looking like they will fall to the Colonels. UIW falls to 8-18 and 3-10 in conference play. So once again, our final from the McDermott Center. Texas A&M-Commerce 76, UIW 72. All games airing on the ESPN app and streamed live or archived there on ESPN. This has been a presentation of ESPN and the Southland Conference.